New Year's resolutions don't work, or do they? Hi, I'm Blair McPhee, and I mentor charity chief executives, senior managers and social entrepreneurs, and I help them achieve more for their beneficiaries and for their causes. So it's this time of year that we actually start to look back at what we've achieved and where we're going in the future. These are both very valuable tools. It's important to reflect on all the successes we've had in the last 12 months and all the challenges we've had as well. To acknowledge and be grateful for the supporters we've had, whether they be financial or whether they be just volunteers and giving us advice. I want to encourage you just to take a step out of where you are in the here and now. I want you to think about where your charity or organisation could be in the ideal scenario in the future. The time's not important just yet, but just sometime in the future. What is the ideal scenario for your charity? Consider that there's no limitations, that there is no financial limits, and that you could do anything that you choose to do. What would your charity do? What would it deliver for its beneficiaries and its cause? Now, inevitably what's going to happen now is you're going to get a little voice pop up in your head and say, yeah, but. It's what I call Johnny. And I call him Johnny for no particular reason, but he's just a little man that sits on top of my shoulder and says, yeah, but you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to fulfill all those dreams. You haven't got the skills, you haven't got the money, da 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 da. But now's the time to have a little word to Johnny and say, acknowledge him, but just say, you go and sit over in the corner. Thanks for sharing that with me. At the moment, I'm just going to concentrate on the future. So now's the chance to actually think about no limits. What was the ideal scenario for your charity and what it could deliver? Let all your creative juices flow. Do whatever it takes to actually have no distractions and to get really creative. Get a big piece of paper, a glass of wine, no distractions for a couple of hours, and just write down as many ideas as you can about what your charity could do in the future in the best scenario. Consider some details like what it would take to deliver all the services that you want to deliver in this ideal scenario. What's the team look like? What's the culture look like? What's the fundraising team look like? Start to put some numbers to it. How many people are you actually benefiting when this ideal scenario is happening? Think about some of the other details like how much money you're actually raising. What's the infrastructure like? Get as clear a picture as possible in that 2 hours so that we can get this ideal picture of what your charity looks like in the future. And then take a break. Go away for a couple of days, get on with your day-to-day life and what would you normally do, and then revisit it. Have a look at it again and say, is this really what I want to do? Don't invite Johnny, keep Johnny over in the corner. We will talk to Johnny later and we'll understand all his concerns. But at the moment we're just thinking about, is this the right direction that we want the charity to go in? Is there any trends that has come in our mind in the last couple of days that we think we might want to take the opportunity to follow? So just revisit those ideas that you've had and then take a break again. And then another couple of days, go back and revisit it again and see, is that the picture that you really want to do? But, and there is a but, to coin a very common London phrase, we need to be conscious to mind the gap. That's the gap between where we are today and where we want to be in the future. And that's a subject for another posting later on. I don't want to confuse you with that at the moment. We don't want all these distractions in our mind. We're just considering the big picture. Now, if you want a hand with that, by all means get in touch. The links are below, or you can just subscribe and you'll be notified when the next posting's coming up. So from Blair McPhee, Charity Mentor, good luck with this big picture vision and we'll see you again soon.